Okay, hopefully that's working. Um, okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and the one thing I want us to get through first is going to be our bi-weekly calls and questions. I feel like this would be a good time just for us to kind of sit down and think about what we need to ask them for us to be successful over the next 2 weeks, and move forward with some of the work we're going on. Um, and actually, I guess even before that, I'll talk about the three kinds of groups or four kinds of groups that I'm thinking of um for the overall design, which will be split between EPANET, AutoCAD, quantity takeoffs, and filtration as well. So, um, kind of going one by one. I already talked about Isaac and his experience with EPANET. So I think Isaac and me will be working on that aspect using EPANET to figure out those design calculations. Um, and then there's also going to be the AutoCAD portion, which will be making the layouts or reusing layouts from past years and just making edits, and then also adding in any specific information that's needed to be added to the sheet set. And then quantity takeoffs, which is pretty straightforward. It's a matter of figuring out what materials you'll need, how much they'll cost, getting that all into an Excel sheet, and then going from there. And then filtration, which is going to be like the chlorination aspect of treating the water and stuff like that. And actually, this is perfect timing too. Eric just made it into the meeting. Um, so Eric, Jenna, and I have been talking uh, quite a bit, and I believe it was settled that there might be a AutoCAD meeting next Monday. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouths either, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But um, if anyone is interested in joining in on that meeting, um, either Jenna or I will make a um, what's it called, like a Teams or a Google Meets, and come with lots of questions. I know Eric was interested in learning where people were like with AutoCAD. So whoever's interested in working with that AutoCAD portion, I know a lot of the CU Boulder group was saying that they had some level of experience. Um, either now would probably be a good moment to sort of give Eric a good idea of where you're at with your understanding of AutoCAD, and start coming up with questions, so that Eric might be able to answer them and we can just jot them
Hey,
down.
folks, can you hear me out of curiosity?
Yep, there
Awesome.
we go.
Thanks. I'm having some technical difficulties here.
All
So,
good.
yeah, I'm on Mountain Standard Time. So the plan is for Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. I'll be there to discuss, and I'm here to help you folks, right? To see where you are. So, depending on your level of knowledge, I'm there to help.
Sweet. That's awesome, Eric. And I'm glad that you got your phone back. I know Verizon was tripping out for a good day or two. That had to have been annoying.
Oh, that was the worst. I felt so bad. I couldn't get a hold of you, and I had no way of getting a hold of you. So,
No, it's no pressure. There's not too much going on, so but yeah, it'll be a really good opportunity for you guys to learn more about AutoCAD. I'm gonna make it for about an hour of that meeting. And then the other hour I have a class, but um this is like I'm telling you, even outside of EIA, companies use this all the time. So if you're looking to add something else to your resume, I would go to this. And like I said, Jenna, I will send a Google link in the probably the design um like text channel over like the weekend or tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that. Um, but yeah, I think with that, who is interested in taking up the sort of AutoCAD split of work? Like just out of curiosity, because it would be nice to kind of put people down for um specific groups. So there we go. Um, let's
I
see.
think the Boulder team could definitely, especially since we're all so close, we can just work on that together. I think it's good that we're all in the same area, so that way if we're having trouble or anything, we can all just kind of build on each other's work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So that means that I'm guessing so that's Jack, Jenna, Mila, and is there one other person from CU Boulder? I forget.
Yeah, Andre.
Yeah.
And Andre.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think this is the first time I've actually been able to talk in meetings. I'm also from Sioux Boulder. I'm not on the travel team, but I would still love to be able to get involved with the project.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm gonna leave you four in charge of figuring out stuff on the AutoCAD side. Eric is an amazing contact. As you can tell, he's already super nice and awesome. So please utilize him as much as possible. Um, but yeah, I'll have you four on the AutoCAD section. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to working with you guys on that. And I'm just going to listen in. And if you guys need anything, I'm here listening in.
Sweet.
Okay, I have a feeling we'll have a decent amount of questions.
Hmm. And I'm gonna show you guys where to find all of the AutoCAD resources as well, just so that you guys aren't lost immediately. But um, before we do that, let's see. There's 8 people in the meeting right now. So I forget. There was one other person who was talking about quantity takeoffs, um, in the design chat. Do we remember who that was?
That would have been Nick, I think, from UBCO.
Okay,
No?
perfect.
Yeah. And so yeah, we're still good to do that. We're also gonna have a couple of people join the AutoCAD meeting too, if that works for everybody. They'll be kind of in the back. We're gonna kind of work through things as well, kind of as a smaller team because we have so many people that are just trying to learn how the processes work.
Hmm.
Obviously the main like project and everything will go through CU for AutoCAD and for WSU through EPA Net
Hmm.
because you guys are the design managers, but we're also going to run through that stuff as well.
Okay.
And if you need any help or have any questions, like yeah, we can like talk about things too.
Hmm.
That's kind of what we're thinking of doing. But yeah, in terms of like quantity takeoffs, yeah, we got that. That's not too hard. We've got like an Excel sheet set up for it, and yeah,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
pretty much just gotta wait for things to get sized out.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. And then Soren, can I also ask you after the meeting, can you send me the UBCO, like what specific people on the UBCO team would be interested in doing, because then Isaac and I can integrate them into our EPANET like conversations and stuff, and then um Jenna, Jack, Mila and Andre can integrate them into the AutoCAD stuff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
I'd really appreciate it if you guys, yeah,
Mhm.
you want to do that.
This is a team effort here. We got to get
Real
everyone.
quick, I
Yeah.
did see that Mark just put in Basecamp asking for the link for this meeting. So I don't think he knows we're using the old one. So I'd send him the link real quick.
Okay, good idea.
And also, can I get invited through Basecamp? Because I'm not on anything yet. I just
Mhm.
created today.
Gotcha. I think I have to talk to someone. Like, don't I have to talk to Emily or um who else would it be? I think I have to talk to Emily to get you invited, but um I'll send her a message and you'll probably get an invite in the next day or two maybe. And then the Google Drive will take another day or two. So just keep that in mind.
Do you have a Basecamp account, Isaac? Okay, that's easy.
Mhm.
It's
Um
just under isaac.cybrandy at wsu.edu.
Okay, sweet. And then the last part is going to be filtration. So I think that that's something that we'll all probably have to touch on once that comes up. Um, but it's also it was highlighted. Let me share my screen really quick. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't want me to. Okay. Gosh, of course, like right when I need it to work, it won't. But here we go. We're gonna go over here. I'm gonna show you guys just how we kind of get through um to finding the resources you guys need to be successful for this design aspect. And that one is going to be if you go down to wash resources right here that was posted on December 22nd, 2025. Um, 22nd, 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025 then you scroll all the way down to wash binder folder of the collaboration drive. Then you click on that link and then go over to there we go. Finally working. Okay. Then you're going to go all the way over to this. Yeah, let me just click on it. You're going to go to this right here. And in order to get to some of the AutoCAD aspects of it, you're going to click on the Eswatini wash binder resources. Then you can go to appendices design. And then you can go over to drawing templates. And then it'll open up a whole list of all of these different templates that were used in the past. And it's good stuff to kind of just look over and see how things are set, how we're going to sort of organize our thoughts, our designs, stuff like that. And I would really challenge all of you to kind of take a look at each one of these DWGs and seeing what's included, how they're set up. And of course, once obviously you click on one of those, you'll go to your AutoCAD application and then just kind of open one up. And uh, from there, you can either save a copy, which is what I would recommend, um, or just take a quick look over it. So, like, obviously, right here, we're going to have the cover page for Eswatini, um, which maybe you guys already knew that, but do you guys have any questions about like where to find the resources required to um, look over some of the past examples? Okay,
I'm
perfect.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as let's move on to the next step. And also, Jack, you did send Mark the what was it, the link?
I did not.
Oh shoot. Okay, sorry.
Okay, I could do that.
That'd be awesome
I
if
got
you.
it. There, I'll do it for you guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Now I wanted to go over the probably the most important part, or maybe second most important part of what's coming up this next week, which is going to be the bi-weekly um in-country calls that we need to go over. So let me see if I can pull it up. Mm-hmm. Oh man, of course, like right when I'm trying to look for it, I can't find it. That's the story of my life. There we go. Perfect. But basically, this is going to be our chance for the next 2 weeks to ask a buttload of questions about the project, um, and get any answers that we might need from Carlos, from Kelsey, or Emily. So I figured that now would be a good as time as ever just to sort of hash some of that out, figure out any questions that we might have off the rip, and bring those over to them. So let me share that document. Boom, there we go. This is what it's going to look like. Obviously, you got the staff, announcements, student questions, wash core questions. Um, so I know from last time we had a few questions laid out, but if you guys have any questions on information from in-country staff, this would be it. Um, and I can get it started off really quick. Where'd it go? There we go. So, need to ask. Okay, so obviously a question like this, just asking, if what is it? I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. Just asking if pressure head is required all the way to the stub outs or past it. Um, But do you guys have any questions like right off the bat? Like this would be a really good time to kind of just sort of discuss about the project and ask questions about what's kind of going on. If anything's unclear or you think you have a stupid question, ask it anyways because either one of us can answer it or it'll be a good question for them. Um,
What What do you mean by stub outs on that student question?
yeah, so the stub outs are going to be connected towards the houses, so we're not like going to fully
Uh,
connect.
like the service connection itself, like
Yeah.
where the one system ends, and then they would connect to it afterwards. Okay.
Yep.
Um, I was wondering, is the design for the water tower like stand final?
To be honest, I am not completely sure.
Because I know we were kind of playing around with like two tanks or other tanks that are placed, and I was wondering if they already have their thing done.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. That might be a question for Mark, but I'm guessing not quite because they haven't really told us if we could fit one or two tanks up on that tower in the first place. And that's still kind of up in the air and will kind of be a deciding factor for our storage, but we're just gonna have to wait and see basically. Okay. Um, Any other questions right off the dome? Isaac, I know we talked a lot before.
Yeah, but I've got an additional question. Um how do I say this? What are like the modeling report requirements? Because I'm coming at this from the perspective of Washington water system design. It's like usually you're modeling and you're making a plan set for a project around the report that you submit to a regulatory authority, and that report's going to have a bunch of information on it, like basically proving that your water system design is going to work. And so, does that apply to this kind of situation? Like, what are the like? Are we creating a report to go then submit to a regulatory authority? Like, I guess that's a better question.
Mhm. Well, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure because we are like our goal is that we're going to turn this into EIA and then I'm pretty sure EIA is going to turn it into the municipal, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And as far as making a report around like the actual like sustainability and feasibility of the project, I think that's going to be done like by you and I, Isaac, by making that EPANET model and then showing that EPANET model um how we're going to show that, I'm not 100% sure. That might be a Mark question, who's our like design engineer in charge, but I couldn't tell you 100%. Okay.
Eric, are you trying to talk? 'Cause all we can hear is we're hearing some weird noises from your mic that are probably um, error related.
Let's see. Yeah, Eric, we still can't hear you. I'm sorry. Just if you're trying to talk. If you do have any questions or comments, you can also leave them in the chat too, and we can look at that. Um, but if you guys want to as well, like maybe it would be helpful if we looked at the last year's sort of like design manual and like RC because it seems like we don't have like a ton of questions yet, but I just don't want to be blindsided by like having a million questions later and then not being able to do any of it.
Do we have the review call from last year that they did for Wash?
Well, I was looking for it, and to be honest, the review, like the template that they gave me, wasn't like what I expected. Um, but I mean, Katie had it right, like at one point, and then I
I
just
think so, yeah.
that might have been sent through WhatsApp. Oh boy, hope Mark's coming. I thought he knew that the what was it, the meeting link was the one from last week, but that might have been my bad. But I'm looking around right now for the um, previous. Here we go. Okay, so this was the one that they used from last year. Let me swap where I'm sharing here. Uh oh. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Eric. Hold on. Okay. Let me. I'll just send it to him through WhatsApp and through Basecamp. Um, bear with me for a second, you guys. Sorry about this. Thanks for letting me know, though, Eric. Appreciate it. Okay. Here's that. Right here. So sorry about that, Mark. I totally spaced on sending out the new meeting link, but it was the one from December 17th. I hope you're doing well.
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, I tried that one and I couldn't get through on it for some reason, but
Shoot.
yeah, maybe if we get a little bit earlier, then I can send it to the other mentors too, because they kind of rely on me to get them the link,
Mhm.
and so that would help. But
No
cool,
problem.
I got
I'll
it now.
I'll resend it. I can resend it every time I send a reminder, but yeah, I felt so bad. I'm sorry I spaced on that.
Nah, nah, no worries at all.
Uh-huh.
No
But
worries.
anyways, we just kind of went over making teams from a couple of different sections. So RC2, we still don't have a template for that for this year, but we're just about to go through and review the one from last year, see if we can get kind of a basis. And then we talked about splitting up the design team into four sections, which was one doing like the calculations through EPANET, and then another one doing the AutoCAD aspect of it, a third group doing quantity takeoff, and then a fourth group taking on filtration. So we divvied up a bunch of people for that kind of work. And now we were just about to talk about some of the bi-weekly um, questions as well, or the bi-weekly in-country call. Um, but before we come up with too many questions, we're gonna just go through and review the design report from last year. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. Here we go. All right. So this is the one from last year. I only skimmed it a little while ago, but this is kind of uh like the rough go around of what ours might look like. Um, but you can kind of see design objectives, um, and then most of the stuff that we'll be working through is going to be 5.0 and down, um, just through like the actual design process. But um, you can kind of see that we are going to have to work through right around here. So, we'll have to find out our information on the pump, um, the dynamic head, which I'm pretty sure dynamic. Did we ever? I mean, the step pump curve. I don't think that was coming in until in February, right? Or so we really won't be able to get a solid answer on um a pump like elevation until that comes in and we can figure that out. But you have any comments on that, Mark, at all?
I think you're right. You're not going to get anything in probably till mid no mid February. I think I sent you. Did you get the copy of what I recommended for the step pump curve?
Um, where would that have been in? Would that have been
I think I sent it in an email to you and Eli.
um I'll
It was
recheck my
attachment.
email, but I don't believe I received anything.
Okay, I'll get that to you.
Hmm. Let me know if you need my email because I don't know if I gave you that quite yet.
Yeah, go ahead and just put it up somewhere.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send it in the chat right now.
Okay, that'd be great.
Hmm. Um.
But anyway, I would just make an estimate,
Hmm.
because from the amount of losses between the ground to the top of the tank.
Hmm.
And then if you make an estimate of the dynamic head, I forgot what we thought that thing was going to be, but maybe you could say 30, maybe 20-meter depth to dynamic drawdown on that thing. So if you
Hmm.
go 20 meters to what you think the drawdown would be, and then just add everything else, and then you can do a first shot at it.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
then it's
Perfect.
easy to change it. Once you get the real number, then you can just throw it in there and see if you pick the right. You already have all the ability and the process of picking out the pump.
Okay. Perfect. I was also going to ask you, so I was looking into the previous wash binder. They had mentioned that we usually use Ethernet for at least closed like loop water systems, but it also mentioned that potentially doing like hand calculations or like Excel spreadsheets, finding the head loss through the pipes might be better. So which one would you recommend for this project? Should we do both Ethernet and spreadsheets or um, like what do you think?
You're muted.
Mm.
Oh, Eric's the guy. Eric, he's got all the programs. He's got everything. So
Yeah. So can you guys hear me now? I switched
There
from
we go.
Clubhouse.
Perfect.
Yes.
It took me a while, so sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So it's always good to do hand counts to check things, right? Ideally, but what I would do is when I'm doing a linear pipeline. So when I'm talking about from the well to the top of the reservoir, that's where I would use my hand counts. EPA net doesn't help you much there. And then when I'm talking about loop systems, that's where I would use the EPA net.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, and I had just started working on so from basically pump to the tank itself. I was starting on some of the calculations with that, and I was curious, like, as to how you kind of figure out your velocities through your pipe. Like, do you just like kind of make estimations based off of what is previously given? Because they gave us a like a minimum and maximum of like 0.3 to 2 meters per second. Do you just kind of plug in all the combinations of that, or how does that work?
So absolutely. So typically what I would do is I would make a system curve, right, that shows the head loss at various flows
Mhm.
and shows you there. And then, yeah, you would select a velocity somewhere in that range that you're looking for. And obviously, as you're doing these things, there's a trade off between lower velocities, higher capital cost,
Mhm.
right? Because you have bigger pipes, it's going to cost you more money. And you're optimizing that against head loss on the other side, right? So that's why we give you a range like that.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. Um, and then I was also gonna ask you about the diurnal curve. that you sent through, what was it? I think it was in the design team meetings chat. Was that supposed to be like an actual figure that I could see right on the text, or was I supposed to follow the manual source? Because I tried to look for it and I didn't find too much luck.
So there's an actual figure attached, and I guess when I emailed it to you, it probably dropped off because I emailed your Basecamp.
Ah,
Um,
gotcha.
Now that I have your email, I think you put it in the chat. I can go forward and actually send that to your email. So
Okay, perfect. That's
absolutely,
awesome.
yeah.
All right, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. That'll help out a bunch, and I'll try to get that done this week, before our next meeting and everything. But good to know. And then, oh man, I think well, actually, I had another question for the biweekly meeting, but as far as all of this goes, do you guys think, and I'm talking to everyone here, students, wash core, um, mentors, and everything. Do you guys think that we should use this template and kind of move forward with estimations, and then also knowing that like parts of this will be changed, or should we wait and hold off and do our individual parts through AutoCAD, um, and hand calculations, etc., and then implement all of that stuff into the new RC2? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I think it's definitely important that we all at least familiarize ourselves with like the calculations they're using here, the equations. I think at least on the Boulder side, we're all a little like frazzled because we don't have RC2 like the template yet. We also don't have like the wash binder stopped after like the demand and supply calculations. So I think that's why we were a little lost last meeting of why or like how to proceed from here. So I think this will be a good resource to kind of build on and kind of start looking at. But again, I think it's kind of hard to start getting specifics without having a lot of our necessary resources.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a very, very fair point. And to that, I will also say so if you go back into the um well, let me open it up from square one here. So if you were to go back here, um into the uh link that who was it? Who sent it? I believe it was Rose had sent in the well, I can't pull it up right now. Hold on. Rose had sent it in the wash resources portion of the message board. If you go back through here, at the bottom right here, Rose had sent the wash binder folder. There is an old wash uh wash binder. Oh my gosh, I'm so turned around. If you go into Eswatini wash binder and then you go into design right here, this volume 2, this is a good resource to use from last year. It's not going to have everything you need, so keep that in mind. But I was looking through this earlier today and I noticed that they had stuff like head loss calculations through pipes. A lot of the hand calculations that you were talking about that might have been confusing. Um, that's going to be like, yeah, like right here, pipe sizing with hand calcs. Like they do lay all of this out. Um so I would take a look at this document and kind of work your way through it. But does that all make sense? Do you think you'll be able to find it just based off of the information I gave, or
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely explore that folder. I think that helps a lot, just kind of getting a good groundwork. Like, we're more than happy to help with calculations and everything. I just don't think we knew exactly where to start. But I think this gives us a good, like, base point for sure.
okay, perfect.
Yeah, Jenna,
Yeah.
this was the Bible for last year. What Connor just found, everybody took this document right here and just filled in the blanks. So this is the right thing right here. So
Okay.
Okay.
sorry you didn't have that sooner. Apologize.
No, that's
We're
okay.
all trying to
I
figure this out a little bit.
yeah. I think it was also hard because like we were using some of the equations and stuff from last year's wash binder before this one came out, and that led to a lot of like calculations having to be redone. So I was just hoping that this one will give us at least really similarly to what we'll be provided for this upcoming review call.
Yeah. If you follow that document, you're going to be great. You know,
Okay.
again, you don't have to worry about the solar portions. A few things are different. And then Eric, I will say, is the expert at this, so he can tell you if there's things in this document that, um, if there's easier ways of doing it. And Eric, maybe you can take a look. Have you seen this document in the collaboration
Some of the
folder?
I've not looked at this document, but scanning through that, a lot of this looks very familiar.
Well, yeah, yeah, you did it all. This is all, by the way, if everybody knows it, all of this is what Eric did at Westland, and then Patrick kind of put it into this document. So most of this is Westland and Eric's work, just so you know. So here you're talking to the right guy.
The pump stuff, the pumps and pipe
The
stuff,
pump
nothing
stuff,
with the
yeah.
solar. I don't know anything about that.
Mhm. That's awesome. Now I know what I'm gonna copy and paste and use in my back pocket for the rest
Yeah.
of my life.
Yeah, all those exhibits Eric and I have done over the years.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as Mark and Eric have said, like this is a great resource that we should be using. And I mean, kind of with this document and with the design report for like last year's RC2, do you guys want to work by that RC2, or do we want to try to find um go R sort of like, actually, scratch that. If you guys don't mind taking a moment with me and looking through the RC2 from last year, because I mean it's probably going to be pretty similar um to this year's. Like, do you guys want to use this and start distributing tasks with it?
I think that would be the best way to go because it's better to just start on this and have to change a few things later than just have to start from scratch a few days before it's due. Because looking on Basecamp, we only have like, I think it's a little less than 2 weeks until they want us to turn in RC2 to the mentors. And without having those resources, I think we need to just start with what we have.
Hmm. For sure. Okay. So I'm going to make a copy of that and put it into RC2 right now. But to be honest, I'm thinking about it right now, just with the variability of some of the tests we still need with the like step pump tests, and with RC2 not even being out, that deadline will more than likely be shifted back. Just for full transparency. Um, but maybe that's something that we ask during our biweekly like in country call. But yeah. Um
You know, I still think the best thing to do, I mean, is to make an assumption and then build your whole project on assumption of that depth of water, the dynamic depth, and the flow.
mhm,
And if you have everything done, and I would complete the whole darn thing based upon those two assumptions.
mhm,
And here today, we could probably make a decent assumption that's probably pretty darn close.
mhm,
Then you can kind of stay on schedule and easily fix it and change it because you already have done it. It's just a matter of plug and play when you get the real numbers.
mhm,
And, you know, personally, I think I would probably choose 60 liters per minute.
mhm.
And do any of you remember? I know we got information from Emily on, or maybe it's Carlos, on a drawdown. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think
We got it about 2 or 3 weeks ago. What
Isaac
was
and
it?
I, yeah, we well, we were looking at some of the testing that was done earlier in the year, and one of them mentioned that they tried pumping out 50 liters per minute, and even that was like a stretch, if that's what you're talking about. Like they
That's,
mhm.
and do you remember what the depth of water was when they did that test?
I think they mentioned 8.6. It was 8.1 to 9 point like 0 1 or something meters.
Yeah, so that's only 30 foot deep, right?
Yeah,
So that was only 9 meters when they did 50. Now, how many liters per minute did they do on that?
that
I'm
was
trying to find
50.
the note.
Yeah, go ahead, Isaac.
Because on that report that me and him were reading earlier today, it said 50 liters a minute, but then it specifically stated that the pump wasn't able to do that, and then they didn't state what they were actually able to do, and and then even though they had a meter in the picture, they didn't have any measurements of what they were actually pumping at, and they were theorizing it's because of sediment in the pump or whatever.
Okay, so it is pretty useless, wasn't it? Um, then then we'll probably end up making an estimate that could be way off, but at least it puts numbers in place for you to change later and gets you used to looking up the Franklin pump curves and knowing how to read the curves and sticking everything in the document so you have a complete document that is wrong. But that's all right.
Mhm.
Um, at least it'll be much easier for you to go and make the changes because you've gone through it once. We've had a chance to review everything. Everybody understands it. And
Mhm.
then it's easy to make the changes. So I don't know. I mean, Eric, anybody have an idea? I would say 25 meters, 30 meters at, yeah, just say 25 meters at 50 liters per minute and just go with it and just say, this is an estimate and finish your report based upon that.
As this is how it worked when you're out in the real world too. Often, right? You don't get all the information at the beginning. I would do yourself a favor and make it really easy to show which are the numbers that you really know well and which are the numbers that are assumptions, so that when you go in the future, you don't forget one. Right? That would be my recommendation.
Mhm. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, let's go ahead and start assigning some of these tasks because it sounds like we should get rocking and rolling on some of this stuff. So, you guys can also or see my screen, hopefully. Okay,
Yep.
Yeah.
perfect.
And real quick, I'm going to just follow up what Eric said. Eh, in our real world, we do things so many times with assumptions because we never have all the data, and we try to make as many assumptions as we can, and then later on we'll find the real number and we'll go in there and redo the report. We do reports over and over again. But if you sit and wait for all the data to be there, you'll never make a deadline. That's just the way it is.
Gotcha. That's good to know. Um, never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's you're never gonna have all the data. Um, so let's see. Just starting from the pump as is. Um, obviously making the what is it? The assumption of like 50 meters per let's see. Oh, maybe I don't have editing access. Oh, never mind, I do. Making
Let me
the
make one more quick recommendation there. When you're
Mhm.
making these assumptions, it often helps me personally to break them down really granularly. So you can kind of say, here's my static water depth. Here's my dynamic pumping depth. Here's my elevation difference between my well and my reservoir. And that way it makes it easier for you in the future to suss out the parts and the assumptions.
Okay, perfect.
Hey Connor, would you mind just dropping the link to this in the chat? Because I'm just having trouble finding it.
Yeah, I can do that. Um, and to be honest, with that recommendation that Eric gave, I think I'm gonna make like just a temporary assumptions tab, like where we just have all the assumptions that we made, and then we're not lost when we're going through and is like, shoot, did we actually need that, or am I just going crazy?
Could we do like some standard of like if you're using a number that's an assumption, it's like a different color or something?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. I'm gonna make it red. Let's see.
Perfect.
But
I don't have access.
Yeah, you might have to change the access to anyone with the link.
gotcha. Thanks for letting me know.
Why don't you just throw it in the project folder? That way you can edit it right in there, and then everyone will have access from all universities.
Okay. Wait, throw it into the what? Because this is in the RC2 one, if that makes sense.
Like it's already in the project folder.
It should be. It should be like under the review calls and the review call too. And I just
Like
changed it to give everyone access.
Okay, solid. That's perfect.
Mhm. But okay. So all of this information is going to be able to be found through what is it? Through oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Um through the I'm just going to call it the Bible at this point. The Wash Bible. So now with that all in mind, um we're going to go through and start assigning this kind of stuff. So, for the pump itself, is anyone interested in taking on the performance of the pump required to make it run?
Would you mind going up to like the very top where it lists out like 5.1, 5.2, so we could just kind of see the list of all of the different possibilities?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that list right there.
Okay.
And also, which of these will need like what softwares? Because like, didn't we have one group doing like AutoCAD stuff, another group doing another?
So for right now, I think just since it's a pretty linear system, like Eric and Mark were saying, we are probably just going to do hand calculations for these portions. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it should all be
Okay.
possible with just hand calculations.
Okay.
Okay, so who would be interested in doing the sort of pump aspect of this kind of stuff?
I can do that.
Oh,
Okay. I'll put Jack on for the the pump. Okay. Um and then that also includes I believe all three of these as well. Um okay.
If I need help, just reach out to you or Jenna. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask, so I wasn't at the first meeting when you guys assigned topics for RC1. Did you just go down the list from here and assign tasks, or did you go down and like kind of compare and contrast? Because I'm not sure how long some of these will take.
We kind of
We went down the list like this. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
no, you're good. Yeah, we kind of just went down. I think Eli looked a little bit. But I was also just gonna add. I'd be down for 5.2 or 5.3.
Hmm. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put you down for 5.2 then, and then if you need any help with that, let me know. Um,
Wait, Mila, not Jenna. Sorry.
oh, sorry, my bad. Let me edit. Okay, perfect. And then for the distribution line, I can also help take care of this if I think that the distribution and branches sections will take kind of a few people. Um, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we could help with that too. Because I know that we in RC1 we did a lot of the site layout stuff as well. So if you need help with that,
mhm.
that'd be good for our team.
Okay, perfect. So I'll put EBCO over there. Okay. Um, and then for the branches and pipe sections, is anyone interested in doing that section?
I could jump on that. Or if you wanted to take a section two, we could collaborate on that one since you said it might take a little bit longer.
Okay. Um, yeah. Isaac, which one were you interested in as well, or um, which one
well,
would you wanna? What was that?
I'm not sure how I could fit into this because I mean, I have 2 years of a water internship experience. I could do a lot of this stuff, but I don't know. Where do you want me? I'm
Well, I suppose it's a matter of, um, where would you want to be put at? But I can put Jenna down at least for the branches, and um, Isaac, I'm gonna put you down for that one as well. Um, And then for the equipment and material specifications, I know UBCO was also working on some of that. But I can take a crack at it as well. So I'll Soren, if you have anything
Yeah.
to add on.
I was gonna say like we can do that too. If that's kind of what we had before from last meeting that I wasn't able to attend to, and I guess Isaac, you could help it with the distribution line if that's more your speed and feel that you could be more utilized there.
Mm,
That seems like it'd be a good call as well. But we're yeah happy to help with as much as we can.
okay.
But again, like this is like your guys' design here. The design manager, so not trying to overstep at all.
Okay. Then maybe I'll have it set up like this. I'll help with the branches section. Um okay. And then as for the materials section, I'm gonna put UBCO. Okay. And then the drawing design process. I'm guessing that this is the portion that's going to deal with a lot of AutoCAD. Um, and I'm gonna put all of just like everyone, especially UBCO and UCB. You guys think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the bill of quantities. I, let's see. No one else will take up that mantle. I will. I'll take care of it. Um, the fun stuff.
Wouldn't the bill of quantities be done like after we have plans essentially?
Yes.
Because what in the process of assembling plans, usually there's like a lot of little extra details. Oh, that needs to be there. Oh, that needs to be there.
Mhm. All construction materials needed for the project. Here will be a list of purchases. Yada, yada. Yes, but some of this can also be estimated as well. So I I'm gonna try to find an Excel sheet with like quantities and like material listings and how much they cost from past projects, or I'm just gonna make my own. But that can be kind of estimated depending on our proposed design with our estimations. And then the
And,
request for
and for
clarification.
what it's worth, at least the one we did last year, because nobody knew what things cost in Eswatini, and I really have no idea in Bolivia. But of course, everything's going to be in metric as you'd expect in Bolivianos.
Mhm,
So what we did last year is we had Patrick. We did all the bill of material. The how do you say the takeoffs, and those takeoffs took a while because we had to finish the plans before we had actual accurate numbers. So they're really kind of one of the last things you do, and you do it after the plans are done. Then you can do a good takeoff. And we had really good takeoffs on the Eswatini job last year. So if you can't find them, we can sure get them for you somehow. I know I could find those for you if you can't get them through Emily
mhm.
or Kelsey. But
Okay.
they're really nice. Once they're done, we got a whole spreadsheet. There's probably 3 or 4 pages of materials, all in metric, all the valves, all the pipeline sizes, all the stuff for the pumps. Everything is in there. And you can just take that and eliminate the stuff you don't need and then fill in the numbers for the stuff you do.
Mhm,
Then I would probably give it to Carlos or Kelsey and say, okay, you guys live in Bolivia. You guys talk to a contractor, get the cost of this stuff, the unit cost of Bolivianos.
mhm,
Anything you guess is going to be way off and kind of a waste of time.
mhm,
So I think I would try to get that list that we did in Eswatini, use
mhm.
that as a basis, as Excel, and then fill it in as you get closer to your design package being done. And then
Okay.
let those guys come up with the unit prices.
Mhm.
Just a thought.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
But
Mm, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a question we could add to the Monday call too. Get on that as quick as we can.
Okay.
It's hard enough for us here in our hometowns to come up with costs for things that we do all the time. It's
Man, I love Google Meets.
So fun. Only an hour.
I
Uh,
I hmm
I just wanted to clarify real quick for the splitting up roles and stuff. You said that like for the design drawings and everything,
hmm
is that you said especially UBCO and UCB, that's Boulder, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Which one did I say? Oops, I might have done the wrong one.
No, you're good. So we'll be doing the drawings as well.
hmm
Okay, perfect.
Um, but yeah, let me see if I can bring up that sheet really quick. Um, oh crap, I have to send my friend that other thing too. Okay. Oh,
I think this was a great start because now we actually have like stuff to go on. It's kind of crazy how little they've given us though.
yeah, I feel really bad because I feel like I should probably be managing this a little bit better, but holy moly, it's like chaos.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. I feel like these go pretty well. It's just like waiting on the wash binder and waiting on the template for our review call is kind of hard.
hmm Let's see. I'm gonna message both Eric and um. There we go. Sorry, we cut out there. The 1 hour marking of these Google meetings is gonna kill me.
Yeah,
Um,
not fun.
but yeah, I think we were talking about quantity takeoffs. I'm gonna message Eric really quick and just say if he wants to come back in, he can.
I'll text him, let him know
Ah,
we're back on.
perfect. I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah.
What
Um,
happened?
let's see. Um,
Did it just automatically close?
yep. It only lasts an hour, so yay. Um, but yeah, I'll ask Emily if she has the bill of quantities and stuff, just without any of the costs, and then if not, Mark, I'll message you and ask as well. But I was also hoping to know if so our project could be limited off of price, right? Like at some point. So like do we have to kind of go off of an estimated budget first and like pray that we don't go over, or is it not going to even come close to our budget, you know?
Hey, real quick, Eric's asking for the link.
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
how you sent it to me. So WhatsApp, wasn't it?
Yeah, WhatsApp. Or wait, sorry, through Basecamp. I can send it to you through WhatsApp though.
Yeah, can you send it to Eric? Do you have his email?
Yeah, I do. Let me do
Okay.
it now. But yeah, no, I was just curious if we get a um what's it called? Like a budget to go off of before we even start. Or are we just kind of designing to the standards first, and then if they say like, "Hey, this is too expensive" or "This isn't possible," then we make changes.
I think I would hate to say I wouldn't worry about the budget too much right now.
Mhm.
They're going to get the money. That's kind of bold of me to say, but I think they'll get the money.
Mhm.
It's not like you can cut anything back. I
Mhm.
mean, the well is going to be built. They're getting the price for the tank stand. The tank is standard. The pipes are what they are.
Mhm.
Um, I think we have to do it because it's part of the process.
Mhm.
And I think this is all rotary money. I don't think I'd worry about that. It's not, there's nothing for you to cut back
Mhm.
if we want to do the project. I
Mhm.
think they will find it, if
Okay,
that makes
perfect.
sense.
Um, and then one other question that Isaac and I had when looking over some of the design criteria, one of them was that if a pipe is 5 meters from a road, it has to have a concrete, um, what was it? Isaac, what was it? Like a cover or
Leaf.
a sleeve, a concrete sleeve? And I'm pretty sure almost all of our pipes are going directly parallel to roadways. So are we going to have to
It's like
also?
there's
No,
no way, right? It's
no
like
way.
I've worked on farms out in Oregon that yeah they considered doing that, but they just upped the wall thickness of the pipes. I think it was SDR 12 or 14 they went with.
Mhm.
Yeah, what's our depth in, I forgot what our depth is when we're under roadways. I
Mhm.
just read it the other day. Um, is it, is it 80 centimeters or 60 centimeters?
Oh, I think that
Over,
one was 90 centimeters. The
was it 90 centimeters
going
under
across.
roadways?
Yeah.
I would just do that.
Okay.
Um, don't, you're not gonna go and, concrete encase it or sleeve it or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
And those roads probably don't have any cars anyway,
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Hmm.
And, and even 90 centimeters, that's freaking deep. I mean, that's almost 3 feet. That, I think, to me, that's almost too deep. You're not gonna have that problem. If you guys went down to 70 centimeters and said, I think that's good enough, because it's gonna be a lot of digging for everybody out there, because remember, you guys are gonna dig it,
Hmm.
and it ain't fun. So, I would feel 70 centimeters is fine. We can talk about it with Emily and talk about it with Carlos, and even get Patrick involved, because he really knows that pretty well.
Hmm.
But I think Eric is still looking for it.
I just sent him the email.
Oh,
So
yeah, he just said that.
perfect.
I think he just sent me my email address. I think you can send him his email. He wants the link.
I think I did too. I just.
Yeah, he said he already has his email. He's got that.
Listen, I'm an engineer, but I never said I was bright. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, time to reset
I'll
that.
tell him it's coming.
But anyways, the as far as the design goes, I'm really happy that we were able to kind of um get some of the uh responsibilities signed off on other people. hopefully you guys have more direction on where to go. And if you guys get lost, please message me, Jenna, Mark, Eric. We're all resources for you guys to use. Um, and then last thing before we go, I wanted to revisit the what's it called? The bi-weekly field staff call. Just in case we had any other questions related to um related to the project that we need to cover.
I think my only other question was kind of based on Jack's question about like if we are if like two tanks are feasible, if like that's even an option, like
Mhm,
what the kind of decision is there based on, like money and resources.
mhm,
I mean, I personally doubt they're going to get two tanks up there in that concrete stand.
mhm,
I think we're going to have to live with one,
mhm,
one 10,000 liter, and we're just going to have to make it work. That's a great question when we have our meeting.
mhm.
But
Okay.
I just don't know how they're going to do that. But I mean, Carlos will know that he's working with a guy who's building it out of concrete, and he can tell you he knows the sizes. What do we have a size for that 10,000 liter tank yet?
There was a
It's in the Eswatini plan set. Did you ever get a copy of the Eswatini plan set?
I don't believe so. No.
You really need that. I mean, that's another kind of finished Bible.
Mhm,
It's just, oops. If you get that plan set, um, here maybe I'll put myself. I'm trying to get that to you, but you do need that plan set, and I think that'll help you a lot. They'll have all the dimensions of everything. They'll tell you just what the plans look like
mhm.
and what the amount of details for those plans. I think that'll help you a lot.
Okay. Good to know.
My problem is all those darn plan sets last year, they did a PDFs for every individual page. And I mean, we ended up with 30 PDFs and they didn't put it in a single PDF. My God, that was an error. So now I got all these freaking PDFs all over there. I don't know which is the most current and which isn't. And I don't know if they ever put them in one final PDF plan set. So um, it may take me a little bit of time to try to find the right one for you guys.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
just let us know if you're able to find it and send it out
yeah,
into that design team meeting chat and we'll all take a look. Um, but let's see. Um, as far as other materials that we'll need to get started on our calculations, we'll just go by the one that was last year. For the design wash binder, and then we'll also go by last year's RC2 as well. Just make sure that you guys clear out the numbers in your sections because I didn't do that yet. Um, and then put in your own estimations in red for stuff that needs to be uh, estimated, basically. But yeah, is there any other questions for um, either me or this bi weekly staff call?
I think we're all set.
Okay.
I did want to ask, is Jack still on the line? I think he's gone, huh?
Yeah, doesn't look like he's
Is
here.
Jack's doing the pump design, is that right?
Yeah,
Did he find the information on the Franklin pumps? If
I
you can
did.
hear.
I can send it over to him.
Yeah, make sure he has that. And um, I talked to a guy, well, you know Kelly. Remember Kelly? I
Yeah,
think he's on
yeah.
the line last time.
Mhm,
Kelly Garrett.
mhm,
Kelly is a retired electrical engineer.
mhm,
He knows his electrical stuff pretty darn well.
mhm,
And let's make sure it was Kelly I talked to. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was Kelly. Um, he said he'd be more than willing to help coordinate anything or any help you need on the electrical system out there. So he knows his electrical stuff. And what he's going to do is he's going to coordinate with Eric Lauder and I don't know if you guys know Eric. Is that right? You probably don't. Eric Lauder is a mentor last year from Eswatini. He's really good in electrical. He's been out in the field. He knows how to build this stuff, and he knows exactly what you're looking for, electrical design. And Eric said he would help Kelly and you guys, whoever you choose to do that electrical and control diagrams.
Mhm.
And so I talked to Kelly maybe 4 or 5 days ago. He was going to get hold of Eric, and then Connor, I imagine he's going to get hold of you or Eli and find out who you chose to do the electrical and control system.
Mhm.
So Kelly's the guy to go to on that. And you have his information, right? How to get hold of him.
Yeah, for Kelly, I do. Mhm.
Okay. And so I think he can help you on that, whoever you choose to do it. The nice thing about, as we mentioned before, this the Kennedy, I think it already has all the well, sort of, but it already has all the control system built into it.
Mhm.
So it's probably not going to be a lot of work, but you still have to tie it in the electrical system,
Mhm.
and still have to get the right, uh, the what am I trying, flow control valve and all that other stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know. Go ahead and talk to Kelly on that.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the heads up. I'll connect Jack with Kelly for sure, and also send over that Franklin pump stuff as well.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, if this is everything that we should cover for this coming week, I think we have something. We're finally moving along. I know tomorrow's RC1, so be prepped, everyone. Um, and then after that, it'll be full swing in RC2. But um, yeah, good job, everyone. Thank you all for showing up. It's much appreciated. We're gonna get this project off. What is it? Not off the rails, but we're gonna make it work. Okay.
There you go. Hey, Connor, can I ask real quick, Isaac and Jenna? I made a list of all the students on this, and I didn't have your names down before. Were you?
I got invited by Connor like this week. I'm showing up to this meeting blind.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Well, not
Isaac.
technically blind. He showed me some information about the system we're working on like a few hours before this meeting. We
Got it.
talked about it.
Hmm.
And Isaac, what school are you with?
I'm with WSTU. I know Connor for about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half now.
Okay, great. And Jenna, who are you with?
I'm a CU Boulder.
Oh, you're still okay. See
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, and then yeah,
Okay.
Jenna's our other design manager as well. So she's taking over the
Ah,
AutoCAD portion and also helping out with some of the logistical stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, and then Eric, yeah, I'll send you over. I won't send you your email. I'll send you my email this time. But yeah, I can send that over after the meeting. No problem.
Connor, would you mind sending me a list of the team members now?
Yeah,
Because I don't know. I think we're adding and maybe subtracting some, and I don't know who the true team members are. I got the mentors, but I don't know all the students. So
yeah,
do you
I
want
can
to
get
send me a
a.
list of that?
Yeah, I'll put it on my to do.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Hmm.
One more thing, huh?
No, it's okay. I love the grind.
All right. And Jenna, are you traveling or, and maybe let me know who's traveling or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm traveling this year. I also know that I just added myself to the list of travelers, so that might have been why like I wasn't on that spreadsheet before. So we could just send that over to you as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. That way, I just try to keep track of who's who, so it helps me a lot.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
perfect. And Jenna, what's your major?
I'm an engineering physics major,
Okay, great.
but
Yeah.
I'm only a freshman, so I've never done any of this kind of stuff before. So I'm definitely trying to learn as much as possible along the way.
I hope you'll do that. And Isaac, what's your major? Sound like you've done a
Um,
couple years.
my major is civil engineering with water resources emphasis, and I've had a bit of internship experience with water system design too.
Perfect.
The reason
Write
Connor brought this
write
up to
down
me.
Hmm.
write down your line. That's perfect. Okay. And are you traveling, Isaac?
I don't think there's room for me, and I don't know when it is. I have
That's right. Only 1 week on the job. So
I'm in blind.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah, well, perfect. I think with that, I'm gonna call the meeting today. Mark, I will get you those lists of members, and then Eric, I'll send you that email as well. And if you guys have any questions throughout the week, just send it to me. I'll find a way. Reach out. But yeah, with that, you guys have a good week. I'll see most of you tomorrow. Good luck with your portions of RC1.
Okay, bye guys.
All right, bye.
Thank you.